particular situation.
Imperial reference.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow, this is the easiest mission I've ever done.
Right? That's why I
is a-
even did it.
It is a medium, so
Well, I mean, I just threw a bunch of turrets down in mines. I'm just having a good day.
make sure you're making progress on your.
Oh, you right, you right.
Yeah, don't forget, guys. Make progress on your,
And your ex is gonna give it to you.
You can call
The
me in.
thingy. On your life.
I'm listening.
Make sure you got a 401k. Retirement's important.
Down by the river.
get you in a van down by the river.
Oh,
That's
put
right.
myself my own autocannon.
Yeah, I did that.
I
Yeah.
shot right into a wall. I thought I had cover on.
Oh.
But, you know, I need to be a little taller. For my life, you know what I'm saying?
Talking about, I'm 6 foot.
I'm not 6 foot, I'm 5'11". Oh,
You always add 2 inches to whatever height you claim to be. Every time.
I don't actually.
I always add 2 because you know where the extra 2 comes from? One from your boots and one from your hair. No.
Sir. Sir. This is a PG Discord.
No one can hear him, Prophet. We can't even.
Oh, that's true. That's cheating.
If we entertain the concept of him being heard, then it foils the entire plan.
I don't like that.
You'll
It's like
learn
a
one day.
voice in my head where it's like telling me awful evil things and no one else can hear it.
That's the point of why he does it.
Hey, welcome to my world.
You think he did that on purpose? You think he put that button there on purpose? Yes. Yes, he did. He did put it there on purpose.
He's overshadowing the other voices in my head.
But in actuality, it's a liability clause, just in case he accidentally does Das Poop and Fart on the stream.
Konosuba the only anime that started this week? Really? It was that bad? Ugh.
The Ten Boy Shota one. Yeah.
I'm not
That
gonna
is a sentence I
not
have
gonna
not heard.
follow up that one. Looking at Konosuba right now, I'm assuming most stuff starts next week. Fallout starts next week. God Cat, stop making those comments when no one can hear you but us. I don't like that.
He's
You're
gonna keep
reminding
doing-
people to make sure you open your boxes before Friday.
Oh shoot, good point. I still got to do those 100 boxes.
Remember, Chad, open your
Thank you.
boxes.
Thank you, Cad, for reminding us all.
Thank you, Bob, for reminding Cad to remind us all. Come on, continue the chain.
Outstanding patriotism.
Someone else take credit before. Someone else take credit quickly.
I'm not that type of guy. Oh, I
Is it
see.
their-
Oh, I see the anime you're talking about. Oh, that's like even the front picture of it. Oh,
Oh,
Wait,
maybe you
what's-
got liberated.
What's the name of it?
No, it's bugged.
I was reincarnated as a seventh.
No, wait. I think I've actually read the manga for it. I think the manga is a lot more tame.
That's the picture alone.
Did you finish it?
Yeah,
Wait, which
Oh,
one is it?
Remonster, was that
Reincarnated what?
good?
you've definitely read the manga there.
I need like I only got 12 kills with the autocannon.
Oh, wow. Remonster is actually getting simuldubbed, episode for episode, huh? Oh, and so is God's Games We Play.
That's
Chat,
not
Cat is going to be a
Chat is
second.
going to be a second.
He's going to be about 12 seconds.
By second, I mean minute. By minute, I mean hour.
Second.
Un segundo, por favor.
Cleansing the demons within.
Elijah has been longer than a second.
It'll be a moment, everyone. Don't worry. He'll be right there.
It'll just be a few ticks.
A few shakes of a
Fighting some
lamb's tail.
demons right now.
No, he's not battling demons. He's getting everything put together. Hold on.
Well, sometimes you have to fall apart to put everything back together.
DMX knocked on his door. Knock, knock.
Are you making a song reference to Fall Apart?
No. X gonna give it to you as a reference. I mean, what the
I know yours. I know
what are you
yours.
talking about?
Yeah, what kind of
He's
nonsense
talking
you
about
speaking there?
me, which I was not.
What's this malarkey you're going on about? This is
Malarkey?
I figured I would spare you guys. Hello, everyone. The Shota anime, yeah, Trubs made us watch it earlier. It was awful. I did not go into work today. I have been sick. I had the sneaking suspicion late last night before I went to bed that my nieces made me sick because they were quite literally breathing on me, like getting all up in my face and breathing on me. I told them to stop and I was just like, oh no. And then like I got home that night and all of a sudden like my nose just starts running and I started getting a headache and I was like, oh god. But it turns out, at least from the call I placed to my father this morning, I heard my mom in the background when I was saying that to him, that I thought it was probably the nieces that got me sick. And she was like, oh no, it was the name of my nephew. Is like he was sick the prior week here. And I was like, oh my god. I was like, yeah, that explains it. I worked from home. I tried. I honest to God could not focus much on anything. So like even like watching some animes and stuff, it was rough trying to even focus for that. Being able to like sit up straight has been kind of oof, but I did get some food in me, so I feel a little bit better here. I'll be honest with you guys, I would not be streaming today if not for the fact that I did promise to do the survey with you, and I did put it off. We're gonna go ahead and try. If I feel bad, this may not be a full stream. If I make it through and start feeling a little bit better, I got some Dr. Pepper here. I'll be okay. But we'll just play this one by ear. Time to speed run a survey. No, I still intend to give it my all. You guys know me at this point. There's just no such thing as half-assing anything. Oh, okay. I don't understand why Twitch is telling me there are new categories I can stream to. Again, I'm sorry for running behind here. It just is what it is. It took me forever to even get sat back down. Okay, I don't believe that. Uh... Ba-da-da-da-da. Wah, 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 wah. Also, apologies for going live with the prior streams title still up. That is, I can blame nothing other than my sickness. I do not know how I didn't catch that. Okay. The tweet is live, chat. Do me a favor. Go give me some love. And let me grab for you guys today's artwork. It's an oldie, but it's a goodie. I have actually used it once before. It's from long, long ago, but it felt appropriate. And I could not be bothered to actually, like, look up an art piece for today. So, feels bad. Hello, everybody. Here is today's art piece. Actually, let me copy that just so I can put it in over here. Hello. Yeah. And like I said, I probably would cancel, but tomorrow's supposed to be my day off anyways, so I was just like, right? Like, at this point, I don't feel like I'm going into work tomorrow either. But hopefully tomorrow I can actually work from home. But, you know, today just is what it is. So, like I said, if I feel good, I feel good. But if I feel bad, I feel bad. And I have no idea which way I'm going to go. Just to give you guys a little bit of idea, have a decent chunk of congestion and drainage, pretty bad sinus pressure, headache, and well, I'm going to spare you all the nasty details, but let's just say I've taken at least 6 trips to the bathroom today. So, there's that. Just cut stream early if you're feeling bad. That is my plan. My plan is to at least get my AP spent down and to do the survey with you guys, and from there we'll play it by ear. Because I got variety stuff we can play. We can maybe do Ordeal Call 2 or something. It doesn't matter to me too much. I just want to make sure that I cover the things that I told you guys I would cover. This is also why, to a degree, I like to keep my schedule not so rigid, so that in case something happens, I don't have to like feel bad about like promising you guys something. I think it was this one that I was doing, right? Yeah, this is the gold one. Okay. Chat, I have been pretty much exclusively taking the Trung sisters, primarily with the gotcha CE if people have it, because I don't lack for the cone drop bonus. So like I'll take these if nothing else shows, but like, so for instance, I would prefer Maestros here over anyone else's, just because it's the gotcha C, and like, again, you guys can see I can only run so much of the actual drops. So it would be what it be. Actually, what the heck was I doing with this? I think this is one chosen both for the cones and 2 for the fact that I get to take Made Alter here. So there's just a lot of 5 stars in this comp. And so this comp is not good. But it is what it is. actually, in that regard, I guess I'll go ahead and do that, and at least then I have triple sabers and well, honestly, no, let's just do that. The Trung sisters are going to be a lot better. Current node we have, yeah. With 0 CE drops so far, you shouldn't, right? Like most people should not actually have CE drops unless they got lucky, and that can happen, but it's not guaranteed, so to speak. Okay, just gonna do that. But again, how's everybody's weekend? How was you guys' Easter? My Easter was actually good. Like I said, it was perfectly fine. It was then after I got home from Easter that I just started feeling awful. Like my lymph nodes are all swollen, and that's how I know I'm fighting something. Cause like I'm just like lethargic today. Actually, one of the good things out of today was I got to let the dogs out, and it was beautiful weather outside. And I actually just went outside for like half an hour and like fell asleep in the grass. And then the dogs woke me up, and then I went back in. But like it was beautiful, and it was nice to actually be able to both touch grass and get some vitamin D. But yeah, it's like just that's the level of like energy that I have currently. So it's understandable, I'd say, that that I fell asleep because of it. 4 days off, so I'm good. Nice. I wish we did. Like most people normally get Good Friday off, but at least being in an accounting firm, Easter is almost always around one of the deadlines. So like it's very difficult for us to ever actually get any time off for it, unfortunately. You know what? I'm just gonna do that. Don't know. I'm focusing cons because it seems to be shop will be cleared in a week running 90 plus. Probably, Zev. And I will say this. If you guys feel like you have way too many cons, do keep in mind that not only do con costs go up as you're doing the event, but also that you will have to rebuild everything 2 more times if you want all the clear rewards, all the apples from it. So you don't have to do that, but I would recommend doing so. I feel like it's actually a good idea. Welfare related quests all season. Yep. Yeah, so it's like I'm not super worried about it because I have the max bonus I can get, and I've been extremely like neurotic about taking the right thing. Like the maximum bonus. So like it's not worrying me. I'm just not like 3-turning the nodes, and it's not a huge issue. At least everything's 40 AP. So it's like you can see I'm usually somewhere in the like anywhere from like 4 to 6 turns. It's not bad. I'm hoping that caffeine kicks in soon. How am I doing today? I'm sick today, but otherwise I'm good. I'm forcing myself to stream here, but only because my schedule would make it really bad if I took other days off. But again, like I said, if I we'll still do the marathon tomorrow for Avatar, and that'll be easy for me to like not have to talk and kind of just veg out. So that's the hope, of course. How to get the trunk sister so I'm not burning all my embers. Yeah, I'm pretty good at this point. I mean, like, and here's the thing about this too, guys. Remember, it's probably not worth trying to roll for another unit just to like save embers. It's only like, what is it, like 250 embers or something like that for a 5-star. I'm trying to remember exactly the amount, but like it's not enough where it's really gonna have been worth the cost, right? 450, thank you. Yeah. Which is, you know, like it's a decent amount, but it's not like not that big of a deal. I mean, that's like enough embers for, let me see, what is it, 25 per box? So like, oh my god, doing math. 18 boxes. Yeah. I had to think. 375 if classed. Okay, so there you go. So like it'd be even less. Yeah, at that point you're looking at like 15 boxes worth. So not like terrible or anything like that, but definitely a like, hey, I don't know that you actually need to bother, right? Waiting for Taisui to come to suck up a couple embers. So Taisui will probably not be here before. Well, actually, I don't know about that. I could have sworn that was the case, but like, I don't think we get Taisui till like. Well, it's the end of the story, but I know we get until Friday, I think, for our boxes, if chat's to be believed. Screw it. Give me the Brave Chain. Taisui should be one weekend. Yeah, I know we get Taisui at the end of the story for this event, but like, I forgive me, sick brain is like not able to like process the timing there. So I need to roll out my boxes. I still do too. I still have about 100 left. I was purposely sitting on them waiting for grail casting and stuff like that, which today I could have done, and I did get some rolled today, but like, I maybe rolled out like 10 boxes. It was not a lot. It was like one iteration of it. Well, I can form a chain if I do it that way, so let's do it that way. Brave chains don't do anything yet? No, brave chains do something. Mighty chains don't do anything yet. There's a slight difference in the terminology, but a brave chain is just 3 of a kind of any unit's cards. Grail casting got me 2 more grails, and those 2 more grails is more embers that I can potentially spend, though I think I'll be fine in the end. I don't think I'm going to end up having to burn my embers. This is a weird thing. Newer players won't necessarily have experienced this yet, but for us veterans, especially if you have all of your units leveled up, it's very common to, even if you're doing a lot of boxes in a lotto for like ascension mats and stuff, it's very common to have to burn your embers because you can't store them, even doing the like mailbox stacking that I talk about. And that's part of the reason to do mailbox stacking, is that you're saving bigger stacks of embers and burning smaller stacks. So basically it's increasing the amount that you can hold. But usually you want to do that to minimize the downside to having to burn embers, and sometimes you can't help it. But this will actually be the first lotto for me probably since like year 1 that I haven't had to burn embers. So that would be getting away with murder as far as I'm concerned, and I will be a-okay with that. May as well go ahead and pop that, and looks like Muramasa will get to his NP. Even as newer player ended up having to. Yeah, the problem that newer players can run into is material lock, so you might still need to level people, but you might have to burn embers because you did a ton of boxes, but you don't have the actual like ascension mats to be able to ascend everyone. And that can be really kind of hilarious and sad at the same time, right? Category watching 10 or 11 episodes tomorrow since Book Fire is 21. I don't know. don't ask Sick Cat that question right now. But no, I mean, like, within reason, we'll watch whatever it allows, and we could potentially fit in, I guess, 11 if we. It depends if people are okay skipping the like intro and stuff, because that actually does add quite a bit of time. And I'll say that like part of the reason I like having the intro there is that allows me to like get up and like, go grab a drink or go to the bathroom real quick if I need to, but we could do that and try to rush it. Ugh. I rolled some FP and burned more experience. Yeah. Yeah. Be careful with that. The last episode is like 2 hours, if I remember. What the fuck? Yeah, I mean, if someone could like look that up and let me know, just so that we make an informed decision. Because I would, like to not have to like go like, oh shit, sorry, we can't stay up till 2 a.m. to finish this. I just took Dante's to level 100. You can do that. I mean, like, the only issue with that sort of thing is basically I wouldn't quote unquote waste grails, right? Like, just make sure that the people that you're grailing are the people that you want to grail. And as long as you wanted to grail Dante's, that's perfectly fine. They're all the regular 20 minutes? Okay. Maybe Digi's thinking of like a movie or something. Because I could easily see that being the case. Oh, this is a weird set of cards here. I'm getting a startling lack of like triple arts. And I know why. It's because none of them have the triple arts deck. On Tornado Watch? Oof. Because they put 4 episodes together. Episodes 18 through 21 are together. Okay, that's fine. As long as it's like not actually impacting the total watch time. I think that's A-okay. I just rewatched it recently myself. Okay. Yeah, I haven't decided, like, the chat, would you like to keep, like, because naturally we'll have, like, this week and then next week that we will be watching Avatar and then we'll be done. So 3 weeks from now, would you guys like to keep doing Tuesday watch parties? Or would you prefer to, like, bring back the, like, say, media share night or something? Let's vote. We can rotate, alternate. Yeah, I mean, I don't mind. I think the only issue here is that we would logically, if we're going to keep doing watch parties, we need something to watch, right? So I think it's easy to say, let's keep doing the watch party, but what would people wish to watch, I guess, is the better question. Yeah, like, I don't know if Korra will get that many, like, that same amount of people in. If people are down to do that, though, I'm down to do it as well. Kill la Kill? I've never seen Kill la Kill. I had people asking for Ruby as well, but like I said, in general, I'm probably going to side on things I have not watched before because it allows me to watch something new this way, but also share something with chat that maybe you guys have all watched before. Like some nostalgia kick, right? Okay, there we go. Fingers no work good. Don't let that man pop his guts, thank you. Or a ton of popular anime you have no doubt never seen. Hold on. I have watched quite a bit of anime, actually. There are definitely a lot that I haven't. And the reason that I can easily say this is because, like, it is impossible, basically, for anyone to have watched it all at this point. Like, there's just I think like to a degree, the more anime I watch, the more anime I'm okay watching. But like, you know, I mean, again, then we got that like Shota anime that came out today, and I'm just like, I'm not watching this pedo shit. OG Spice and Wolf. So is the new one coming out a continuation, or is it like a redo? Cat already knows which show I would recommend already. I do not actually. Like, I probably do, but Sick Cat does not. It's a reboot. Okay, yeah. So if it's a reboot, then I'm not gonna touch the OG. Just because I mean, like, I guess it would allow you to compare, right? But we could absolutely blow through the original, and then at that point, you'd kind of have spoiled yourself. So I'd rather not. Redo of a healer? No, I'm good. Bible Black group watch? No. Okay, chat, your ideas are getting more terrible. The old one is good. I'd watch the reboot instead. Yeah, like I've seen the original, so reboot is 2 core also good. Like, in all seriousness, that's what it felt like it needed, because the prior one was good, but it just ended in a weird spot. So it's easy. They give her the 39. I appreciate it, bud. No one has said School Days yet. Is School Days the one with the freaking zombies? Is that the one I'm thinking of, or is that a different one? That's High School of the Dead? No. Oh no, it's School Live. It's School Live is the one I'm thinking of. Have I ever seen Parasite? I have. I also heard they're making a live action Parasite, which is like School Days is a different one, and much worse. Watch High School DxD. I've seen DxD. I've seen the boob bullet dodge. Oh wait, no, sorry. That's not DxD. That's High School of the Dead. Wait, now I'm confused. Chat's throwing too many names at me. High School of the Dead is the boob bullet dodge. High School DxD is the I'm trying to think of how to describe it. I know what it is, but like it's typical protagonist harem anime, needs dating like demons and shit. So DxD is Boosto, yeah. I don't know if I've ever watched all of DxD, because I think it became cringe enough that I was like, I'm good. But that's usually me with a lot of these like odder ones, if you will. So no, I'm gonna keep doing this. I was thinking I may switch to like Draco to run this node, because she would also work, but the problem that I have with using Draco is, one, my Draco's only in P1, and two, she is not going to have the refund, not with a Tamamo comp. I would really need like actual card selection for that to work. What a good old school anime. The original Vampire Hunter D is good. I feel like I've heard of that one, but I don't know if I've ever seen it. Like I said, chat, and I'm not going to say you can't come up with an anime that I haven't watched. You absolutely can. But for reference here, guys, I've watched like and this was like last count several years ago. I had watched over 700 anime. I have spent way too long watching anime. Yeah. What about group metamorphosis watch? Educational science? I don't know what that is, and I'm not sure that I trust you or want to know what it is. Let's all watch Slayers. Slayers is goated. The problem with Slayers is there's a shit ton of it. Slayers is amazing. You don't want to know. I don't. Too many anime involving high schools. I mean, it's almost like that's the entire point of like anime, right? Like shonen and shoujo are the like biggest categories of anime. People sitting there being like, "Bro, I hate isekai," and it's like, "Yeah, you think isekai is overdone? How about shonen?" Like the problem for why people complain that all anime feels similar is because there is so many shows that ascribe to one of those two formulas, shonen or shoujo. And it is all about like the hero's journey and following around a everyman type of protagonist that you can empathize with. And if anime starts telling different stuff, then all of a sudden it actually does break the mold and seems pretty weird and out there and irregular, but usually that's it. Your Annie list shows 265 completed. Yep. And my Annie list, I didn't even finish doing it. I like stopped filling it out. Shonen is just the age range, to be honest. Yeah, it's like a lot of shonen is hero's journey, and hero's journey is the basic like storytelling like formula. So it's like I don't have issue with it. I'm just pointing out that a lot of people like point out the sameness of a lot of anime, and it's usually they can't put their finger on it, but that has a tendency to be what it is, right? Have I watched Tower of God? Yes. At least the first season. I think the second season's coming out, right? Have I seen Terror in Residence? Is that Zankyo no Terror or whatever? Yeah, I've seen it. It was good. I liked it. Have I seen Redo of a Healer? No. And nor will I. Have I watched Freyrin? I've seen like the first 8 to 10 episodes of it. I have not like picked it back up again since then. Freyrin was not bad. I want to say that before everyone jumps down my throat. But there's something like there's a couple like things that just rub me wrong about Freyrin, and I don't think it's done a good service by like pretty much everyone and their brother telling you that Freyrin is the greatest thing ever and trying to force you to watch it. So like I'm not going to say that's what made me stop watching it because it wasn't. But I basically just was enjoying other shows more if I had to like put my finger on it. Yona? I've not completed Yona, but I've watched a couple episodes of it. Yona was interesting. My husband says Freyrin is amazing. Yeah, a lot of people like Freyrin, and it's perfectly fine. Like I said, I don't fault anyone for like thinking it is good. I would just tell people that just like was the case with like Chainsaw Man and stuff like that, people need to understand that like certain anime are just not everyone's cup of tea. Did I watch Dungeon Meshi? Yeah, Dungeon Meshi is still ongoing, I think, though, but it's pretty good. Now his manga is ending? Interesting. Have I seen Wolf Children or A Silent Voice? I don't think I have. Apothecary Diaries is really good. I kept watching Apothecary Diaries. And chat, I can't say this enough. Apothecary Diaries is like this generation's like Orin High School Host Club. It is a shoujo anime. Absolutely. No one can deny that it is a shoujo anime. But it is still great for anyone to watch. It's not just for women. It's like actually a good time and really enjoyable. That's true of a lot of shoujo, though. No, it's not. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely some shoujo that I feel like is good. In the same way that there's shonen that's good for everybody to watch too, right? Like that is a big reason why so many people like. Hold on. Oh God, I'm trying to shift my mic so it's not like in my face. that is a big reason. What was my point? Fuck. This happens to me right now. I don't know. I was just gonna say something along the lines of like, there's tons of shoujo manga or anime that appeals to like everybody in the same way. Oh, right. Yeah, in the same way that that shonen do as well. And usually the ones that don't and that people complain about all the time are the harem ones. I like a good trashy harem anime, but there's a ton of people that don't, and I don't fault them for not, right? Have I watched Monthly Girl Nozaki? No. I have not. I just can't look at an anime that has a manga because I always end up disappointed. I mean, I can see that there's quite a few that do end up that way, Kag, but like, I'd say you need to give more anime a chance at that point because there's plenty where I think the anime either does it as good as the manga or flat out does it better. And hear me out on this, manga fans. I'm not trying to trash manga at all, but like, there is something about having like actual action and animation involved, having a soundtrack, getting to hear and see everything that really does enhance the experience. So to me, as long as it stays true to the manga, the anime will almost always be better. But if it doesn't stay true to the manga, then yeah, that's usually a problem. There are some cases where the author made changes from the manga to the anime and it works out, and there's other cases where it doesn't, right? VAs can carry an anime. Well, yeah, like an example of this that I've always heard about is Demon Slayer. I've heard that the Demon Slayer manga is just okay, and that like it wasn't until it actually got animated by whatchamacallit. All of a sudden I keep wanting to say Studio Dean and it's not, right? Yeah, UFO Table. By UFO Table, and a lot of people were like, oh my god, this is actually really good, right? So, and that's just one example. I'm not gonna like sit here and try to come up with 20 gajillion examples or anything like that, because I think a lot of this is also going to be subjective. I think it's going to be very much in the eye of the beholder as to like which one you prefer. And that is something that I think is important to talk about, is some people naturally prefer manga and some people naturally prefer anime. But I don't really have an axe to grind in either case. I'm someone that I started out by watching anime. I then transitioned into liking it enough that I would read manga when I got super busy and didn't have the time to watch anime. Then, as I found that I really enjoyed watching anime, I actually stopped reading manga because a lot of the time the manga ruined the anime for me. I couldn't enjoy the anime. Like, there are tons of anime that people have been told, like, oh, the manga does it better or something like that to me. And it doesn't, like, I don't care because I didn't read the manga. I didn't have a preconceived notion about something and just got to enjoy the actual experience. And I get it, right? Like, but I think it's also a lot of the times that people put expectations on things because they've read the manga. And I think that can both help or hinder depending on how you choose to look at it. It really depends on art because some just can't compare. Like, I can't watch Vinland. Everyone is always so clean. So, like, Vinland Saga, I've read the manga for Vinland. It's one of the few that I have read still that's still in like action, right? But I've read the manga past where the anime is. The anime for season 2 has a couple of problems. One, people don't really understand what the author is going for, and I knew that it was going to turn a lot of people off. And two, the pacing for season 2 is bad. It could have been handled way better, and I feel like that's probably the biggest issue with it. But even then, it still would have pissed some people off. But yeah, no, like I'm perfectly okay with Vinland Saga and where it's headed. I just felt like basically the direction that they did with season 2 was subpar. Kind of in the same way that like I read through the manga for One Punch Man through its season 2, and I thought it was great. I had a blast with it, and then when it actually got animated, I actually thought it was worse. And the reason that it was worse is it actually lacked a lot of the like same comedic timing that the manga did. And I don't know why, but it's like I did not find it funny at all in season 2 versus like when I read the manga, I thought it was hilarious. So I just attribute that to being like whoever was in charge of like the actual like framing of the scenes and really the overall like direction. And I'm saying this like the director probably didn't do as good of a job with it. Yeah, I do know it's a different studio. Farmville arc best art. C drop, nice. They're missing all the jokes. Yeah, like in that case, you're not wrong in those sorts of things, right? Like, I have no idea why they like just got it so wrong, and I hate that they did. Oh, this is great. So I just noticed this. So chat, I heard Chrome is doing an update soon that's gonna like totally change its I think it's like its architecture or something, and that in the process that's going to allow them to completely shutter and get rid of ad blockers. And now Chrome is screaming at me saying that it can't update itself and that you need to reinstall it because I'm missing out on new features and security fixes. And I'm like, so you're saying I don't have to update it? I find that really funny. No, I'm probably gonna end up switching browsers if they actually do that. Like if they end up trying to get rid of ad blockers, I'm done with Chrome. I don't give a shit. It's already a memory hog, so the only thing stopping me from switching is I don't want to have to switch. It's too much of a problem at this current point in time. But like I ain't gonna deal with that if I don't have to. Discord is rolling out sponsored ads soon. Well, chat, we better start looking for a Discord alternative. I swear this is like the enshittification of technology at this point. Like they just want to like constantly add ads and invade the experience. It's like they don't understand that people hate ads and advertisers love ads, and the more they try to invade your privacy and your space, the more intolerant you become to ads and the more belligerent you become to them. Okay, chat. I've heard of as Gilded. I'll have to check that out. Because, like, yeah, I think the problem with Discord is every content creator is in a huge way, like, in trouble if anything happens with Discord. If Discord shits the bed, most content creators base their communities out of Discord. So it would become very difficult. You would lose a lot of people. You would lose a lot of your progress and growth as a content creator. I would not be pleased with that. So it's like, I really hope whatever they do, it is non-invasive, non-intrusive. But I know that's not going to be the case. Oh, hold on. Let's not accidentally show my my accounts for things. Okay. Right, so I need my user ID. If only I had my user ID handy. Now, chat, whenever you're filling these out, don't put in the commas. And again, apologies for everybody if I'm a little bit slow today. I am sick, just so that you guys are aware. Nationality. Yes, I am a Zealander. Well, I am English, but I am from the United States. I'm just curious. I want to see something. Okay. I was like looking to see if they actually put like Vietnam or anything in there because they actually did exclude the country from being able to play FGO. So state your state of residence up to 50 characters. The most glorious state of Florida. Don't put that, chat. I never understand these. Like, this is all you need. The prefer not to answer is just weird. I don't understand why anyone really cares at that point. Like, if the second you put this in, they probably already know all the metadata surrounding you from various other things. So it is what it is. Oh, this is telling. I get to put myself in that age range. Occupation. This is also a weird one, and I never really feel like they do this one quite well because it's like, what's your occupation? My occupation is my job. So, student, full-time employment, part-time or temporary employment, self-employed, other. I'm like, And hilariously enough, because of this, I actually fall under two of these categories. I am both full-time employed and self-employed. But it is what it is. Just the accountant in me there. How much do you spend per month on hobbies and entertainment? Of that amount, how much is spent on smartphone games? Oh boy. So the amount spent per month on hobbies and entertainment. This is weird. And the reason I say this is because, like, this is so much of a, like, arbitrary thing to ask. And also at the same time, what you determine to be a hobby and entertainment may be completely different. Like, I play video games. I love video games, but also part of that hobby is things that I do for stream and the money that I spend on stream. You could argue that streaming is my hobby, but it's 100% being run like it's a business for the purpose of growth and for the purpose of becoming a business. So it's difficult to call that entertainment expense or anything like that at that point. It's actually to the point where, yes, I do file my tax return with this as a business. So I don't know that I can really qualify it as hobby expenditure then at that point anymore, but it is what it is. I'm just going to answer as if it is. And chat, you can judge me if you want for showing these numbers off, but the amount spent on hobbies and entertainment, I would wager it's actually somewhere in this range per month. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of factors that go into this, but it probably could be even more than this. I just am not confident in putting that because I doubt that it's that way all the time. Of that amount spent on smartphones and games, no, it's still this because, well, spent on smartphone games. So I thought it was smartphones and games. So if that's the case, I could probably say it's more like this. But it's entirely likely that it could be in any given month more. So, on average, how long do you use a smartphone or tablet on weekdays and days off? So this is another odd one because I stream every single night for like 4 hours a night. It used to be that all 4 of those hours were FGO. But they're not anymore. And so as a result, it's usually somewhere in the realm of about 2 to 2.5 hours on average. But considering that that is just my evenings and the fact that I do play both in the mornings and in the afternoons, it is very likely anywhere between 3 to 4 or 4 to 5. And so I am going to put that. It's probably not more than 5, but it is what it is. And again, this is just use of a smartphone or tablet. Doesn't necessarily have to be for a game. Days off, I do not use on days off. Less than 30 minutes to a half hour. There is no such thing as a day off. I'm sorry. It just is what it is. What do you look for in a smartphone game app for iPhone, iPad, or Android? This is an interesting question because I think this is different for everybody, and I'm gonna say that, like, you know, for a lot of people it should be this, but I actually think this is, you know, back we were just talking about the enshittification of technology. This is the enshittification of gaming. Most gaming nowadays does not actually relieve stress for a lot of gamers. There's plenty of games out there that actually raise your stress level. They actually increase your anxiety. You shouldn't be playing those games. I hate to say it. And if you ever feel like FGO is one of those, it may be a time to consider and to look inward and say, am I getting what I want to get out of this game? Am I enjoying my time? And if not, I have to question, why are you playing it, right? To feel achievement, I think, is a big thing for a lot of people. It's not really so much to me, but this is coming from me who has been gaming for decades now and has quite a few illustrious achievements to my name. I have some world firsts in my name and have been very accomplished. So I don't really care. Like, achievement's not a big deal for me anymore because I kind of know that, one, I'm not the gamer that I used to be anymore, and two, that I basically have seen the level of commitment that it takes to get to some of these higher echelons. So it is what it is. Feel excitement. I'm sure we could say this. To exercise my brain. Sometimes, but asking me this in the middle of tax season, no, I don't want to exercise my brain. I exercise it too much. If the brain is a muscle, Chad, I'm jacked. To forget about daily life, yes, I actually think this is the case for 99% of gamers. I'm sure there are quite a few that it's not a big deal for them, but I think, you know, for probably the majority of at least like committed gamers, it is a thing. Usually, if you ascribe to the mentality of you, like the identity, I should say, of you being a gamer, it means that you are kind of devoted to it and you pursue it. It's both your hobby and your interest, but also it's your escape from the rest of your life, not being as fun or as enjoyable. Yeah, there is nobody that should not tick this one. Straight up, if you don't feel enjoyment, it's a problem. So to relax, this is another interesting one because you could argue that to relieve stress and to relax go hand in hand. I'm gonna say yes, right? To kill time, there's to some of you this may seem really stupid, but to others this may make perfect sense. And a lot of it has to boil down to where you are in your life. If you're somebody that very much like, I'm gonna say, like, has infinite amounts of time. Maybe you don't have a job. Maybe you're sort of stranded at home. Maybe you're just a student or whatever, and you just have so much extra time to kill. That's where to kill time comes in. But when you become, I'd say, like a fully employed adult, or you have other obligations like family or something like that, all of a sudden you find that you don't have a whole lot of time to game. And as a result, trying to game to kill time is less of a thing. It's more like you're trying to find time to be able to game instead of using gaming to waste the time that you have in spades. So to me, this is not the case, but to others, I think it is. To have fun with friends, acquaintances, and family. Yes, absolutely. I love this. To beat the competition. So now I can start talking about this in the sense that you can begin to metagame the survey as of here. You know that the reasons that they are asking these questions are to see, like, does FGO accomplish these things? And would you like to see FGO do these things? So I'm going to tell you flat out, reading into this one, it's not that I don't like the occasional PvP game, like a shooter or something like that. But if you don't want to see PvP in FGO, don't click this. If you want to see PvP, click it. But if you don't want to see PvP and FGO, I don't recommend clicking this, because that is exactly what this sort of question leads to. Even if it's not direct PvP, it might be something like leaderboards and ladders and stuff like that. Some of you may like that, but that has not been par for the course in FGO. So for me, I don't want this sort of thing in FGO. There are like player run things like this, like time attacks and stuff that exist out there, but again, those are totally optional and they're run by the players themselves. It's not like, basically the developers need to put that in. So while some people might like that, it might be bragging rights. I, for one, don't want to see this in FGO. I feel like the game was not designed with it in mind, and to try and put it in now, especially 9 years into the game, I don't think it would do it any good. To be immersed in the story, yes, I think this is one of the chief reasons to play FGO, but again, it's totally up to you. If you don't like the story and want them to de-emphasize it, don't click on this one. To interact with other players in the game. So this is another interesting one, because this does not necessarily mean PvP, right? Interaction with other players, this could be collaborative or something like that. This could be co-op and that sort of thing. So I can absolutely put this on, but I'm at least somewhat worried about what they would do in that regard, and I'm not sure that I trust the devs at this point to do it correctly. To feel stimulated. I mean, there's one definition of this that I can think of that they're implying. And so I'm just going to click it on. To enjoy the strategic elements of battle. I do enjoy the strategic elements of battle. I think the strategy aspect to FGO is what makes the gameplay addictive to me. It's what allows me to keep coming back to it over and over and over again. I know I didn't say to exercise my brain. I'm gonna go ahead and turn it on. But yeah, I actually do enjoy the gameplay aspect in that regard. So I like it, but I am going to say, keep in mind, trying to metagame this, what this would mean is exercise your brain, strategic elements of battle. They're asking about challenge content and do you like it? If you don't like challenge content in FGO, don't click either of those on. If you do, click them on, right? It's basically you saying that you want to have more. To have a simulated experience. I actually am not sure what this means, and actually nowadays with stuff like Honkai Star Rail out there with the simulacrum and having a procedurally generated what's the term that I'm thinking of here, roguelite experience, that may be what they're talking about, but I'm not actually sure. They may be instead just referring to oh, it's completely simulated and non-realistic. I'm not sure, right? So you can check yes to this if you want. You can check no. I'm probably just going to leave it off because I don't know what they actually mean. So it's somewhat difficult. To be moved. So I'm guessing this is to be moved emotionally, not necessarily you want the game to actually pick you up and move you, because that would be disturbing. And again, maybe that could be the implication if they wanted to do some sort of augmented reality type thing a la Pokemon Go. I don't know, right? That's an interesting thing. And who knows, maybe that augmented reality might be what they're talking about here. Again, these things are interesting, but yes, obviously I want the game to make me feel things, to express myself. Is that why I play video games? To express myself? Well, that implies that I have emotions. Feelings. Yeah, sure. Again, I don't really know. To feel superior, I'm going to go ahead and say, yet again, this is another PvP related one. If you're trying to dick measure against somebody else, if you all about flexing and just trying to show how much better you are than your fellow player, tick this one on. If you're somebody that doesn't really want this sort of thing happening in FGO, like me, I'm just gonna not tick it on. I've always found the community to be really weird in the way that some people try to dick measure, and like I said, especially as someone who is a whale myself and has a very robust account, I see no problem with people, I guess, showing off and being proud of their accomplishments. It's more like people actually, trying to feel superior to others. That's really just sad. And it's more of a probably judgment of them themselves than it is of anybody that they're trying to compare themselves to. So no, I don't play this to feel superior. To be surprised, sure, yeah. Actually, I do like this. I feel like the devs have actually talked about this time and time again that they need to keep breaking the mold and coming up with new things and sort of changing the script with the game because it's in its 9th year, and they really need to keep like just keeping it fresh for everyone. So yes, if you want them to keep it fresh rather than have it just be stale, just constantly do things, turn this on. Now, this is weird, though, because, you know, nowadays there's a topic of contention in the community that is, where are all the reruns and why aren't you doing reruns? Because there's just so much dead time on both servers. And if you don't feel like NA's been dead yet, don't worry. You're going to experience that this year as we start heading into 3-week events. And basically, this just becomes par for the course. So, like I said, to me, want them to keep kind of making things fresh and to keep innovating and to keep sort of the ball rolling, if you will. But certainly if you just want them to like rest on their laurels and coast, you can not turn this one on. But again, up to you. To experience the charm of the characters, yes. To immerse yourself in that world, yes. To enjoy what is trending. This is a weird one. And again, I'm going to say my problem with this NA survey is that they take everything from the JP side of things and just like, it almost feels like they run it through Google Translate. I actually don't feel like they straight up translated this one, because if they did actually try to translate this to English, what the heck is this supposed to mean, right? They don't really give you a whole lot of context. This could mean copying things like Star Rail and Genshin and, you know, Blue Archive and stuff like that. This could also mean just copying like real world trends and other such nonsense. So very, very difficult. And simultaneously, what's trending may be like battle passes and microtransactions and paid skins. So it's like, this is a really tricky question in that regard. I'm going to say if you want FGO to get quality of life like the other gacha games, tick this on. And if you're concerned with what that might be and you don't trust the devs, leave it blank. I'm going to go ahead and turn it on, but I'm not really sure myself. And so again, you can write in whatever else you want, but keep in mind that, well, it's what do you look for in a smartphone game? So the biggest thing that I'm going to put in here is, and you're going to see this, I'm just going to keep typing them notes and basically just tearing them a new one. This is how I always fill out the surveys. It's not to be rude with them, it's to be more constructive, but they need to actually hear the things that you're concerned about. So if they ever give me the opportunity, I usually fill it in. The quality of life here, basically, and it may actually be important to actually spell it out because there's no telling who reads it. Pity system, servant coins, rolling out FP, being able to combine craft essences. I can't type in C's or they might not understand. Easier. So like these are some of the like chief things I want to see. Is that the reason that I play a smartphone game? Fuck no. But the whole point is that I'm trying to make it clear that I want quality of life upgrades for the various aging systems in the game at this point. Certain things are just falling way behind. They are so far not the like standard or norm anymore that it's kind of ridiculous. And this may actually be more than 300 characters. I have no idea. Oh, there is another one I want to put in here. Account systems, pity system. So there you go. So like, again, the account system is one of the like greatest travesties that FGO doesn't have at this point. That like, we basically don't have account binding. We don't have any way to bind it to anything other than our transfer code. And that is why so many accounts get lost. I'll probably have another opportunity to talk more at length about this, deeper into this, but this is a big thing for me. So might want to check the box there, Chief. Sure. Yeah. Thank you. Again, this is what happens when I'm sick. How do you usually obtain information on smartphone games, game apps for iPhone, iPad, or Android? So this is basically asking you, how do you hear about it? How do you get the info? It's usually, and I'm going to say this, you can metagame this one as well. I'm of the opinion that FGO has some of, especially for how much money it makes and how big it is, some of the worst marketing I have ever seen for any game. So it's kind of wild to me that like a lot of the times you get a push notification with like 2 days left in the event. You get the tweet notifications and stuff coming out of the main account well after the event has started, or well after a banner has already debuted and stuff like that. So to me, no, they've absolutely got to do better, and this is a total freaking travesty. So you need to tick the things on that you want to see them do better with, that you want to see them use. So if you're really, kind of evil, you could tick everything on. But to me, that's not going to necessarily help. They're basically asking you to help narrow it down so that they can advertise better, so that they can market and get news out better. So, let's see. Do I find out? And like, this isn't just FGO. This is any game, right? Like any smartphone game, any other gacha game that you guys are finding out about. So yes, I do occasionally hear about them on information sites, game strategy and review sites. I don't really go to message boards anymore. This message boards used to be a lot more common, but I mean, like, the closest thing that you could say would be something like Reddit, and Reddit is probably down here somewhere else in this. Actually, I'm not seeing it, so you might want to put it, but like, yeah, it's totally up to you if you want to say that. Social media, yes, again, the fact that they are just so terrible on Twitter is ridiculous to me. I see just about every other modern game nowadays like actually just sitting there spamming up the feed. It's one of the reasons I still use Twitter. If I weren't a content creator, I have people that ask me all the time when I use Twitter, and I tell them probably not. But one of the things that I probably would still use it for would be gaming news. There are a couple of people that I follow that help me stay informed as a content creator that even if I weren't a content creator, I would still probably follow them. And I want to be clear here. Those are not the main company accounts. And the reason that they're not the main company accounts is the main company accounts can't be actually trusted to market their own stuff anymore. They're way too activist. They're way too constantly like promoting other agendas and doing other things, so that like you don't actually hear when they do announce something new or some side project. There is some news on some project that we've heard very little about. I instead hear these from other accounts, so I highly recommend you guys find them too. But, you know, again, if FGO wants to inform its user base on Twitter, it needs to start by literally just posting more and posting it in a much, much timelier manner. Social media other would be what you would try to tick on for things like Facebook, Reddit, I guess, or like anything else. So I'm going to go ahead and say yes, Instagram, right? Like, but I don't know, right? Maybe TikTok. Yep. YouTube, game playthroughs, videos or streams. Yeah, I hear about it all the time through this one YouTube stream called Khadroth. And, you know, obviously that is a thing, but not everybody's necessarily going to hear about games this way. So it's like we do a pretty good job of talking about other things in the channel, like while we're playing FGO and such. But certainly for some people that may not be the case, or maybe you just don't watch me. I don't know, right? The official live broadcast programs. Yeah, I mean, again, this is something that is par for the course standard amongst like everybody nowadays. And you see a lot of developer broadcasts sort of, you know, promoting their own IP, their own project. App stores, no, I literally never really find anything about this way. Like, so don't get me wrong. Do I hear about FGO being high in the rankings? Do I see other games being high in the rankings? Sure. This is not how I find out any news about the game. This is a really weird one to me to put in, and I'm not sure anyone actually does. I guess the only news that you could find out is how well something actually did perform. Publications, game-related information magazines. I'm gonna be honest with you, and I'm gonna say that there is no publication that I actually read anymore. The closest thing we have to this nowadays is like gaming news and gaming journalism, and I have the most utter disdain nowadays for modern gaming journalism. It is a travesty that they even call themselves a journalist. But to be honest, this is the case with most modern journalists now at all. I'm not trying to say that I'm perfect or anything like that. I think content creators are always a mixed bag, but like, holy cow, no, just absolutely no. And that is the big reason that I think, these publications have gone so downhill over time is nobody really wants to read a lot of the drivel and shilling that they do. Books, etc., other than magazines. I don't learn about video games from books. I'm gonna be honest with you. Large electronic billboards, posters, etc. Maybe if you lived in New York or LA, particularly LA, where like Anime Expo is, and they end up, advertising every year. But if you don't live in one of those cities, odds are you don't find out about anything this way. Posters in train stations or inside trains. I don't find out news from this. I see pictures of them occasionally on the JP side of things, but I don't find out. Word of mouth. Yes, almost everybody finds stuff out this way. Do not obtain information in particular. That's weird. You should almost never select this one. You would only select this one if you didn't select any of the others to me. And then I'm going to type in other and say, you guys need to be a lot more on top of your advertising. That's not the right way to spell it. Advertising and promotion. Often your posts are late and untimely on social media, and you're not doing half of what other games are in relation to making promotional materials and videos. That's the sad truth of it. Again, we literally had the Road to LB7 Part 0 stream that they did, where it was the sort of round table / casting couch stream that they did. And in the process, we actually got an anecdote from, and she's a very sweet girl. I think it was Lauren was her name, was the anime the Aniplex of America, like, marketing girl. And in the process, we heard about an anecdote how they all went to the beach one day to shoot a commercial, and we never saw that commercial as far as I know. And it dawned on me right then that it's like, yeah, if they're actually paying someone, if they actually have a budget for advertising for NA, for FGO, it has to be getting exorbitantly wasted. It has to be absolutely not going to where it needs to go. We occasionally get to see the occasional like YouTube ad or something like that, and that's really it. Everything else just goes straight to Anime Expo, and I'm not going to fault them for trying to advertise there or anything like that, but it just feels like they don't try in so many other ways. Like, I am not even kidding you. Any one of them could get out there, get some like Photoshop or something like that, and start making promotional stuff for Twitter and have it look decent. I am somebody that has to do this all the time as a streamer and content creator. And while, yes, I have a decent creative streak, it's like unfathomable to me that somebody that went to school for this and gets paid for this cannot do a better job. So at that point, no, they've got to do absolutely a lot better, especially if they want to attract more and newer players, but they sadly don't. What influences you to download smart games? So again, now you've heard about it, but why did you actually go get it? So seeing recommended apps or games on the internet? No. Like, this to me strikes as like an advertisement. Like you're scrolling down Twitter and you see an ad and it's like, oh, this is recommended, or you're in the app store and it's like, you're searching for an app and it's like, we recommend this one. No, I never download based off the recommendation because it is literally just paid promotion. That's all it is. And so why would you trust an advertiser to tell you what to do? Learning about them on X. Yeah, sure. Learning about them on Facebook. No. Facebook's dying. Get off Facebook, guys. Game playthrough videos or stream. Sure. Again, the best way to inform me of whether or not I want to download any game, let alone a smartphone game, is seeing how it actually works. Official live broadcast program. Sure. The top of the App Store or Google Play rankings. No. Because again, like if this is all it takes to get you to play a game, you don't actually care. You're probably someone that just has an EPing issue and all you want to do is flex on people. You just want to be playing the most popular game and be seen playing it, right? The featured slot on the App Store or Google Play. Nope. Being featured in magazines or books. Nope. Advertisements. Nope. Large electronic billboards or posters. Nope. Posters and train stations. Nope. Seeing friends, colleagues, and family playing. Yes. This is, again, going to be like the number one thing that will make people play a game, is if their friends and their family are playing it and telling them, yo, bro, you should also pick it up. Straight up, right? And again, yeah, like the problem with these sorts of things, I completely agree with you, King, is straight up, like, this is from the Japanese survey where they actually do these things. They don't do these things in the US. Every once in a blue moon, we see that they put a poster on the side of a bus in LA. We see that there is, some sort of billboard advertisement in LA. And usually, like 90% of the time, it is right in the week leading up to Anime Expo, where they actually do advertise. They usually get a big, like, banner to hang from the hall in Anime Expo. But this stuff, no, they almost never do it. And that's why, like, to me, it's hilarious and it's very telling that they're just kind of copying the JP survey. Because, again, these are exactly how they were on the JP side of things. I don't blame them for making their work less hard. I just find it funny that they couldn't even be bothered to go through here and realize that some of these things just literally don't apply to them. Being invited to play by friends, colleagues, and family. Yes. Being a fan of the anime or manga they are based on. Well, so again, this is smartphone games. No. Like I can say that this is the case for FGO. And it has only ever been FGO. So I can go ahead and put that down because, again, who knows, maybe we get more anime or manga. But in reality, no, I never pick up a smartphone game because it's for some anime that I watched or something. Because there's so many of those cash grab ones that actually just end up are like they're flashes in the pan and they just end up lasting for like 6 months to a year and then literally getting canceled. We actually had a record one where I'm trying to remember which one it was. Was it Love Live chat where or Love Live 2 or something like that, where they announced a global version and then also announced that it will be closing down 2 months later. Like, how do you coincide your, hey, by the way, we're making a global version with the shutdown notice? That's a speedrun record, and that's exactly why nobody should actually, like, do this one. So I can turn it on, but it's just not a thing. Seeing the pre-registration campaign. Sure, yeah, that'll absolutely help. I'm not sure that's going to help them unless they're going to make a new game, but we'll see. Knowing that a celebrity plays. Does that influence me? Not really, no. But I'm sure it does influence a lot of people. Wanting to try out what's trending. All right, guilty, but only because of content creator. And I'm dead serious on this. Like, I can safely say that I probably never would have touched Genshin Impact if I weren't a content creator. An event collaborating with content that I'm interested in. No, this never actually gets me. And I'm going to say this, chat. Be careful with this. If you want FGO to collab outside of itself, pick this on. If you don't want FGO to collab outside of like the Nasuverse, then don't tick this on. Because again, this is like asking, oh, hey, if they got like 2B or something from Nier Automata to come into FGO, would that make you play FGO, right? Like, so Some people like this idea. Some people want external IPs to come into FGO. Other people do not. So, and again, you guys could see I'm getting the other thing again, so I'm just gonna go ahead and tick it on and basically say that. You guys have not done anything to combat the negative perception of Fate Grand Order in English gotcha game circles. Hear me out on this, chat. For years, the game has had a negative reputation, and your lack of advertising and fixes does not help. I'm probably going to end up getting told on one of these that I'm over the 300 character limit, so we'll have to come back and adjust it. When did I begin playing Fate Grand Order? Okay. Like, so this is weird because I'm closer to the actual start date than I am to New Year's, but I did not start day one. But yeah, it is that. Why did you begin playing Fate Grand Order? So I was already a fan of the Fate series. Saw it on the official website, including pre-registration. Didn't. Saw it on the app rankings. Didn't. Saw it being talked about on social media. This is technically true, but it's still probably going to be the first one. Saw it on a magazine article, no. Participated in a real life event for it, no. Saw it featured on web media. Saw it on a web advertisement. Saw it post on the official Facebook account. Saw a post from the official X account. Watch Chaldea Broadcasting Station. How would you even find it? How would you even find it if you were not already a player of the game? That's my question. They do end up tweeting it out nowadays, but in the past, they've done a terrible job of that. You would still have to be pretty much following the main account because usually the post does not get a lot of traction. Saw the information on gaming news websites, others. All right, now I get to fill in my actual story here, chat. I saw lewd artwork of Artoria. It sold me. You guys should sponsor more artists and art contests. It's true. How often do you play Fate Grand Order? Do you want to know the best part about this? Yeah, so less often than the above. 1 day per month, 2 to 3 days per month, 1 day per week, 2 to 3 days per week, 4 to 5 days per week. For a game that highly incentivizes you and desperately wants you to play it every day, the fact that they don't actually give you an everyday option is kind of hilarious. You just get almost every day. I find that really hilarious. I find that really funny. On average, how long do you spend playing per day playing Fate Grand Order? What are your favorite chapters from Part 1, Part 1.5, Part 2 of Fate Grand Order's main quests? Ooh. I wish instead that they would break this up into like Part 1, Part 1.5, and Part 2. Did they? Wait. No, they didn't. They just broke it up. Favorite chapter up to 1.5, and then Part 2 onward. So, your favorite chapters. I assume we can only answer one, and therefore there is only one answer here. It's Camelot for me. A lot of you will probably put Babylonia. That's perfectly fine. Maybe one of you will answer one of the Epic of Remnants. Also fine. Most people will probably not answer one of the first 5 singularities. Favorite chapter from part 2 onward in Fate Grand Order's main quests. Oh god. I was legitimately curious to see if they were going to put anything beyond LB6. Yeah, I mean the truth here is it's probably LB6, but like honestly Atlantis is pretty damn good. And I have such a like mixed bag of feelings on LB6. But like a lot of that is it's still a great story, and most of my feelings are like potential retcons and like weird terminology and uses of like language. So it is what it is. 6 is probably still my favorite story so far. From the Lost Belts, at least. I actually do prefer Camelot to 6. But I'm weird, so. Which Fate Grand Order event did you enjoy the most? Oh, this is difficult. God, I can only pick one? This is also really interesting because I suspect that it's probably just over the past year. As you can see, it's Tunguska on Back to the Saber Wars 2 rerun. Yeah, this is just over the last year. Which event did you enjoy the most? Hilariously enough, there is only one choice in my books here, and it's right here. The Grail Live event. Straight up, Grail Live event may be the best event the game has ever seen, in my opinion, just because of it had an innovative like mechanic in it. It was a very fun theme and fun event. Not everyone's going to feel the same way as me, right? And I get that. But like, I legitimately would love to see if we were going to get any sequel to any event, that it would be the Grail Live event. So yeah, the music was awesome. So like, I really hope that they actually do it more. What was the best part of the event you chose above? Let's see. The story was a nice change of pace from the main story. Sure. No, it wasn't seasonal. There's a dramatic story, give a deeper look at a character that I like. I mean, I guess technically because the mixes in there, but like, I learned more about the game's world and lore. The unique game system, probably what I would go with so far. The event limited servant available as an event reward. Yeah, I mean, I like welfares, and again, if you want welfares more often, then tick that one on. The new servants that were added with the event. So again, this would be like the banners. If you really liked the banners that happened in an event, you could take that on. The craft essences were available. Limited time craft essences were summonable. I was able to collect enhancement materials. Spiritron dress wardrobe keys that were available. Yeah, I'm actually going to go with that. The fact that this event actually added a ton of new costumes is another big reason to like it. So. What parts do you like about or look forward to from Fate Grand Order? Let's see. I look forward to the plot. I don't look forward to the amount of content anymore because there's not nearly as much. But yeah, sure, I'll tick on amount of content. Characters, graphics. This is an interesting one. Yes, I like the graphics in FGO, but could they be better? Sure, right? Voice lines and voice talent, sure. Illustrators, yes. Enjoyability of gameplay, yes. Reward for effort put into the game, easy to pick up and put down, popularity. So like, again, you can game this and only tick on the ones that you really want. Yeah, I'm going to turn on popularity because again, I think they should care about this. Like, the popularity isn't why I play this game, because if anything, FGO has become less popular over time, to me at least, as far as I can tell. I think globally it's probably still doing just fine, but like here in the States, obviously there are bigger, more popular, more talked about gacha games. So it's not why I play it, right? But yes, I do think they should absolutely care a lot more about this, and I will turn it on just for that reason. The music, battle strategy elements, not going to turn on summoning. And the reason I'm not going to turn on summoning is because the summoning sucks in FGO and they could do better. I'm not someone usually that sits here and bemoans the entire pity system and says that we get like way too little out of it. but I am going to say that the pity system could be better. I am going to say that for years the gotcha system overall just shafted people, and again, I think this is something that they should always be striving to improve. I could absolutely check this on, but it is what it is. I don't play the game because the craft essences they're nice, but like ultimately it is what it is. I think I'll turn it on just because the artwork aspect of it. Servant enhancement and ascension system. No, I don't play the game because of this point anymore. You guys heard me talk about this. My NA is actually like pretty much done. I don't really have anything else to work on short of just willfully expanding my Chaldea and all of my goals, and I don't really want to do that. So again, I feel like the systems that are in play work as long as there's some tweaks made to them, and the fact that they kind of haven't made those tweaks is why I'm not willing to expand my goals with the game. They haven't given me a reason to, if you will. Events and campaigns, no. Like, I mean, this is an interesting one. Yes, I guess I'll take it on just for the event side of it, but like campaigns are not normally what get me playing. Addition of new rules for in-game events. Yeah, I actually think that would be nice. I think them mixing it up is usually a decent thing. The battle system, sure. New peripheral developments outside the game. No. And I'm dead serious. I think this is a problem, so to speak. Like, I can understand them wanting to focus on things like the anime and stuff like that and all that stuff, but to me, they rely way too much on the Fate IP to carry them. They rely way too much on like, hey, look, we made a new anime, please come play our game. I do want them to keep making more anime. I do want them to keep doing that stuff, and I probably will tick it on because of that. But like, no, I think if they're too focused on this, that it's just the distraction for them. I don't think this is something Single need concern themselves with, really. English version original content implemented in the past. No, I'm sure there's a lot of NA players that want new original stuff for NA. I don't. I literally just want them to kind of do it how JP did it and to follow their lead, so to speak. Because one, that basically goes straight into our clairvoyance, and two, that allows us to kind of sit there and just function in the same way that JP did. Whereas if they try to mix things up too much, this is where their whole like, oh, we're trying to wreck your clairvoyance type stuff comes from, and I don't really care too much. I know it's exciting whenever NA does get new stuff, and I'm not going to blame them for that, but I am going to say that to me, they shouldn't be wasting too much time on this aspect. Learning with manga, I'm going to be honest and say that this could be something that they could promote more, but it's difficult. All they do is tweet it out, and at the end of the day, I'm not sure I really care that much. Translation, yeah, I mean, I can turn that on. They need to do better about it, but basically, again, what parts do I like or look forward to from Fate Grand Order? Honestly, the game is still great, but you guys really need to start fixing some of its issues. Servant coins. And the pity system are both disappointing in their current implementation. And again, I doubt I can fit much more there, but I would certainly like to. What would you like to see improved? The amount of content. I think, honestly, yeah, this is going to be the first time I've ever ticked this one on. Normally, I'm A-okay with the plot and setting, but Lost Belt has dragged on way too long. I'm sorry. You guys can hate me for saying that, but like, they really do need to go to a new arc of the story. It is getting very samey, very predictable. Not necessarily that you can predict what every character is going to do or what it's around every corner, but like, it is becoming formulaic, and I would like to just see them do more, right? Honestly, I think the characters are fine. I'd like to see the graphics improved. The voice lines, voice talent are fine. Illustrators, you know what? I'm gonna turn that on. I feel like there have been some illustrators that were chosen over the past like 2 or 3 years here that were like buddies with Nasu that, again, I'm not going to say they look bad, but I can definitely like look at some of what the other gacha games are pulling in for their artists and go like, wow, some of these units look really good. Like, hey, maybe it's time to start going after more popular, more veteran artists instead of maybe the back scratchers where it's like, oh, you scratch my back, I scratch yours. You're my friend, you come work on this, right? Like, I would instead like to see them go out and actually try to swing for the fences and try to get some more of the popular people. And again, honestly, one of the coolest things that I think that they could do at this point in time would be to go out and take people like that are big FGO artists and come in and say, hey, would you like to draw something for the game? I'm sure that would blow people's minds. It would make them much bigger fans. They would be way more willing to promote the game and stump for it, if you will. And I think that would be a great idea. I think that is something, if you want to do more with less, if you want to like get some easy advertising and marketing, that is an easy way to do it. And I'm surprised that, again, people that majored in this sort of thing can't figure this out. Enjoyability of gameplay. Yep. Yeah, no, that's got to improve. Again, I'm not talking about the overall combat. I'm talking about like the quality of life of the UI and stuff like that. It's just, there are certain things that at this point I still can't believe they haven't fixed. Reward for effort put into the game. That's a sore subject for me. I'm gonna say like, yeah, they do need to do that, but it is what it is. Difficult to pick up or put down. I don't think the game does a good job of explaining its mechanics. That being said, I don't feel like this actually applies outside of that. I feel like the game is very easy to pick up and put down. Popularity, yep. The music is perfectly fine. The battles and the strategy elements are perfectly fine. Summoning absolutely needs to get better. Craft essences, I think, are okay. Servant enhancement and ascension systems absolutely need to get better. Events and campaigns, sure, get better on them. You're not running them as much as you used to. Addition, and again, part of this is me judging JP as well in this, and I probably shouldn't be, but chat, keep in mind, even now at this point on NA, you are beginning to go into that like more content lull area. People complained last year that there was too much dead time on NA, so just imagine how much dead time you're going to get this year. Addition of new rules for in-game events, yeah, you should get better at that. Battle system, I think, is okay still. New peripheral developments outside the game. More English version original content. No, I don't really care about these. No. Yeah, translation you got to do a better job of. I think like honestly, I'm someone that I will always stump for the official translation, but there are definite times where it feels like they just stumbled on themselves. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna say I have no idea why the current event is called the Water Monster Crisis. I've never heard anyone in the English language call something a water monster, unless you're talking about like Pokemon or something. Like, it's always sea monster, so it is what it is, right? Like, to me, that's the thing that I'm going for there. Is like, there's some really just iffy choices for translation that make me go like, huh? But it is what it is. Yeah, so let's see. Content is becoming too slow. Not enough marketing for game. Summon system is still behind other games. I'm just trying to like TLDR this chat. UI needs fixes for FP rolling and FP rolling in mass. And combining CEs. So again, this is now me abbreviating, right? Translation has some weird choices at times. Meh. Okay. What do you think of the story of Fate Grand Order? Choose all that apply. More entertaining than I expected. Yeah, honestly, it's pretty good in that regard. Well, honestly, no. I think I'll just say as I expected. It is as I expected from having read other Fate stuff prior to playing it. It's very long. I hate to say this, but like this is like I have no issue with this, but this is going to become a problem for getting more casual or newer people into the game the longer the game goes on. The story is way too long for a lot of people to be able to catch up. And so if they're asking like story chapters, there are definite times that I feel like the story drags on a little bit too much. Like, and I have to sit here like basically because it's not broken up well or paced well at times. And so as a result, I sit here and go like, oh my God, I just want to like spend down my AP, or, oh, I just need to go into work or something like that. This is a big reason why blue apples are coming to an A. But again, I really feel like this has just been a nagging issue for them over time. I find myself wanting more new material and other. Content pacing slows down even more over the next 2 years. Please adjust accordingly. And see, here's the issue with this, chat. So you can look at this and say, you shouldn't judge NA and fill out the NA survey by anything that's happening on JP. Here's the problem with that. One, they're going to ask you later in this how much you know about JP. And two, if you don't judge it based off of things that are currently happening to JP, you're just sticking your head in the sand and you're dooming the NA server. Because essentially, you're sitting here saying, oh, well, you can't look at the JP side of things, but then also you're expecting that the NA staff has any capacity to change any of this? NA staff has no dictation over story. They have no dictation over what events get run. They have no dictation over any of the ways that any of this pans out. All they are is localization and implementation. That's it. And that's not me like trying to like bust their balls too much. It's me pointing out that essentially you have to view this as good feedback both for the NA localization staff and for the overall like Aniplex and La Single. That again, the people that are running things on the Japanese side of things, if they ever want to know how NA feels about this stuff, it's kind of your duty to fill it out. Otherwise, there's no hope and there's no point to filling any of this out. And I don't think that's the case. So to me, it's better to go ahead and look forward and go ahead and judge them based off where it's headed and to give them legitimate feedback for it. If anything, I'm giving them feedback 2 years early, so they actually get a jump start on it. But again, to me, this is why I'm going to go ahead and still try to focus on an A, but keep in mind things that are happening with JP. Your pacing and event structure is sometimes weird and off-putting. Is it? Okay. It's like, hold on. Stop trying to ruin our clairvoyance. It is not appreciated. Is it off-putting? For me, yeah. Again, chat, like, NA sometimes does some weird shit. I'm going to give you an example of this. You just got out of a lotto. In that lotto, you had Road to LB7. Why? Why? You had 2 dead weeks earlier in the year. They could have easily just shifted stuff. So why? Right? Like that's why I'm saying these things. I think about this stuff, especially as a content creator, because I have to plan my content around it. But like, I think a lot of people sit here and go like, oh, Cad, why are you complaining about this? Well, because it's a problem. It's stupid. There's no reason to do it. It's not the end of the world, but it is an annoyance. Like, why are you annoying your player base? I don't get that at all. There are so many ways that they could be considerate and try not to mess with us, try not to ruin that clairvoyance, and they would actually be appreciated for it. Instead of, and like, especially if they created a more open dialogue about it, but that would be difficult for them to do. But that is as opposed to them trying to sit here and go like, oh yeah, we're going to wreck your clairvoyance. We don't like the fact that you guys know about stuff ahead of time, which are all things that, again, Albert has actually gone on the record and said. So to me, maybe that's just him being tongue-in-cheek, but I kind of have to take the actual representative, the head of the game, at face value when he says these things. And if it is a joke, maybe he shouldn't have made that joke, because that is what we judge them on, and then we look at how they do try to like mess with things and move them around, and it seemingly works out worse for us when they do it sometimes, that you go like, okay, what are you doing, right? Like, why are you doing that? When do you feel motivated to progress main story? When a new chapter's added, straight up. Again, I think this is, just for me, this is where it always is. But I'm a regular, right? So I don't even have to look through the rest of these. You guys can tick the ones on that you want. Again, if you want them to have half cost and stuff like that, then you can do it. But yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and tick this one on. When there's no limited time events as well. This is stupid. Stop doubling up on things. No, I'm gonna go on the record and say I think what JP just did with Ordeal Call 2 is asinine. There is no reason to overlap those two, because y'all know it, I know it. There's gonna be some dead time later this year on JP. So why the heck didn't they just smooth the schedule out? Why did you overlap? I don't know, right? Like, so again, to me, it's better to just have good, even pacing than it is to try and sit there and double up and then have nothing, and then double up and have nothing. I feel like if you're boom and bust, then that is what makes people simultaneously complain about having too much to do in the game and not enough time to do it. And then the game is dead. Why isn't there any content? It's like two sides of the same coin at this point. It's heads or tails. Okay, so I'm going to tick on the other here and just say, please do not stack events and campaigns if possible. People like to have the time during the day to be able to play casually. I'm saying this as a hardcore player, right? Not feel obligated to have to play every day or at certain times of the day. So again, for me, I don't care. I play it every day. But other people, absolutely, I feel for them, and I understand that they don't want to have to like sit here and be like, oh, bro, I got to wake up at like 6 a.m. or to do this to get it done before work, right? Or like, oh man, I have to like bum rush this and pop apples afterwards because like I had no way of dealing with all this content. When a limited time, okay, so sorry, when do you stop progressing in the story of Fate Grand Order? When I run out of AP. This is actually the truth. when a limited time event is going on. Yeah, I'm gonna tick that one on as well. Again, the fact that they're even asking about this is kind of wild to me, but because it should be obvious. Like, you shouldn't need to poll people a little bit to figure out why people stop doing story. But I do think there is this element, and we've heard about this before, that JP really had a hard time getting people to complete certain chunks of the story, particularly LB5, particularly LB6. Those two were big stumbling blocks for people, because I think in the case of 5, especially part 2, a lot of people heard how difficult certain fights were, and they either actually got stuck or they developed somewhat of a like stigma. The survey link was posted in news. I think Avalon posted it, Ash. If one of you guys wants to like pin it to chat or something. I feel I've reached a good stopping point in the story. I mean, that's technically true if I do it on stream. What do you think of battles and Fate Grand Order? So, like, this is weird, but I'm gonna go ahead and tick on the other again here and just say, I don't find the game too difficult, but allowing for blue prisms and command seals to be used for all fights would certainly help people get through the tougher content. Chat, you don't know. Okay? You don't know. And I'm not going to try to scare you, because most of you, especially if you're here watching me tonight, you've got such a head start that you'll be fine. But I guarantee you there's a good sizable chunk of JP right now that has not gotten through LB7. And there's a couple of reasons why. I'm not going to spoil you, but I will say at least part of it is due to what I just wrote. There are some fights where command seals and blue prisms cannot be used. And then the devs want to complain that people aren't completing story. There you go. I mean, you have mechanics in the game to help people get through difficult content that they couldn't otherwise manage, and you disallow them. If you disallow them, how are they supposed to get through then at that point? And I get it. It's done on purpose to make people actually develop their accounts, to make people work on their units. But then you can't, on the flip side, complain that people aren't completing it. You can't have your cake and eat it too, right? Like, if your whole goal is to like make people actually work and progress, then stop complaining that people aren't getting it done. So, what do you think of battles in Fate Grand Order? Choose all that apply. Battles are too difficult. Difficulty's just right most of the time. Too much time spent in battle. So again, if you're someone that likes the way other gacha games do it, you maybe want an auto or you maybe want to skip, you could try turning some of these on. Do keep in mind the official dev stance is that they will never give you an NP skip, and they are not fans of automation. But besides that, like, I don't know, right? You could try to tell them that, but like, to me, there are some battles that are way too long, but the vast majority are fine. It's just like there's some annoying, like, more challenging fights that'll be like, oh man, you got to go like 50 turns or something. Particularly the super recollections. This one's gonna be like, if you guys didn't like having to like try to solo some of the super recos or something like that, and you felt it took way too long, I mean, you can try to give them that feedback, but just keep that in mind. And in fact, I might do that here in a little bit. Time I spend in battles just right. Battles are too short. Battles can be laggy. This is normally not an issue with the battle. It's normally an issue with your device. I don't feel like battles are too short. Battles perform smoothly on my device. They do. Battles are exciting and fun. Battles are a satisfying challenge. Battles are thrilling. I guess, right? Like I don't really know what to pick for that one. If these are supposed to be 3 different tiers, they all feel like they're saying kind of the same thing. Battles keep me immersed in the story. Yes, actually. Like I feel like nowadays we're trying to see them progress a little bit more towards like being a VN and trying to run less battles. And while I understand the origins of Fate are a visual novel, that is not what this game was built to be. It is built to be a game, first and foremost. So to me, like, I don't mind them having long story segments and such like that, but they do still need to find ways to break it up, either in that story segment and give us another arrow, or again, throw in a battle here and there. But to me, yeah, I actually feel like the battles add to the story, not detract from it. So it is what it is. Battles are a pain. Battles are boring. Battles feel like work. I mean, there's some that do, but like, I can answer. Well, I'll say this. Some battles can take too long or be too boring. The super recollection quests in particular do not feel worth the amount of time spent. Similarly, we should not have 31 different CQs in a lotto. How much information do you know about the Japanese version of Fate Grand Order? Thorough knowledge of contents of ongoing events and newly added servants. Again, this is just asking you how much you want to know. I did see a lot of people talking about this, acting like this is a big thing. They have actually asked us about this in prior surveys, so this shouldn't be that big of a deal, chat. This is not the first time they've asked us, and again, it is what it is. I know why they would want to know this, but I wonder what they would ever plan to do about it. So, have you ever left Fate Grand Order for over a month? So again, if you ever did, feel free to say why. And this is probably the most poignant thing you can answer for them as to like things that they can do better, because it's you saying, I quit the game. Here was why I quit. Some of it may be because of you and your life status, but other things might be like, bro, I raged because I didn't get the unit that I wanted in the gacha. Or like, oh man, the game was dead and I was bored. Like, there are various things that you could tick on for this, but I get to tick this one and say that I have never stopped playing for more than a month. And this is the only one that I'm probably not going to write another for. Well, okay, and then they ask this. Why did you return? I have never stopped playing for more than a month. Basically, this whole section does not apply to me. Also, Omega lol. Yeah, I quit the game, and the reason I came back was Chaldea Broadcasting Station, the US branch. Oh, that's funny. Anyways, select up the 3 favorite works from the Fate series. I wish that this were like 3 favorite games, 3 favorite anime, blah, 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 but this is literally all of them combined, which is rough because then you have to pick. Let's go with Samurai Remnant for right now. I mean, I guess Fate Grand Order, but like, chat, here's some big brain professional advice. Do not tick on Fate Grand Order. Why? It's a freebie. They already know you play. This is a dump one. It's almost like a control. So like, just literally don't turn this one on and you get an extra choice here if you do that. So. All right, so chat. I'm going to metagame this one. I'm ticking on Fate Stay Night. Dean Stay Night is absolutely not my favorite anime, but I want them to think that it is. And I want them to make an actual Fate Route anime. So that's why I'm turning this one on. that is the big brain there. Again, if you wanted more Fate Grand Order things, you could turn it on. If you want like animes and stuff, right? You got Extra Last Encore, today's menu with the Emiya family, the Prisma Ilias stuff, Case Files, and actually I would love to see them do more Case Files. Babylonia, Fate Grand Order, the Divine Realm of the Round Table, Solomon Temple of Time. I wish I could pick, like, here's my 3 least favorite of these. That I feel like would be way more telling than picking my 3 favorites. Ah, yes, the board games that never actually released in the United States, as far as I understand. So again, I could pick Fate Grand Order, but let's go with Grand Carnival. Just so that they try to make more of it, right? And unfortunately, you can't pick other if you do this. Which Fate Grand Order related content besides the game itself is your favorite? Well, chat, do you want more social media campaigns? Hint, they're going to run these anyways. Do you want more web mini games? Hint, they only run these on April Fools. Do you want more real life events? This is where the budget should be going. I'm going to be honest and say that the US branch has not been doing as good of a job, right? Dev Diaries. So I don't like that I can only pick one here. So I'm going to basically say, I'm going to pick other, and I'm going to just tell them. Okay, so real life events, the Dev Diaries, and Chaldea Break Room are by far your best promotional activities. Please replace Albert for the Chaldea broadcasting station. He looks so depressed and sad. It doesn't make me want to play the game. It's true. Okay. Where do you look for information about Fate Grand Order? The Twitter account, sure. I'm gonna be honest. I watch the JP branch. I don't watch the US branch for information, because while we watch the US branch, I already know everything that they're gonna announce like 90% of the time. Most of the time, even when they have an unannounced like thing, I can predict it. Even when it's like, oh, hey, we know they're going to announce the new event here, but I bet they also announced this or that. So like, it is what it is. Honestly, I don't look to Reddit. I used to in the past. I don't look to Reddit. I'm usually faster than Reddit, and Reddit is usually like got some really weird takes as of late. Other websites. This is just actually true. And other, like, basically it's Twitter, it's social media, and it's like the wikis and stuff like that. That is the actual truth. Select all mobile games other than Fate Grand Order that you have played for more than 1 month over the last 6 months. Chat, how long ago did Honkai Star Rail come out? Like, is it at its 1 year yet? Almost a year? Okay, so I get to tick none of these. At least I think. I mean, I'm going to look through this. Oh, if this were actual League of Legends, I would have. Other FGO servers, let's go. Other than Fate Grand Order. That's funny that they actually put this in. This is interesting. I can't remember this being on a Japanese survey, so this may be one of the instances where they actually did add something for the NA version. Hold on, Macau? Yeah, I've never heard of Macau, but that is what it is. I have played some of these, just not in the past 6 months. I do play both NA and JP FGO regularly, though. Do you frequently use any of the following non-game apps? This is an interesting and odd thing to me because it's very weird. God, I wish they actually had an official Discord for one reason and one reason alone. Then nobody would be under any weird conception that the Reddit Discord is official. Because I have seen some really weird things, and obviously I'm not the biggest fan of how they run that thing. So, like, I feel like if you actually had an official Aniplex run Fate Grand Order Discord, it would be a total shit show. There would be people complaining in there left and right, but it would at least be official, and then you wouldn't really have anybody trying to like make the claim that they kind of are. And I'm not saying that they do, but like a lot of people seem to have that like idea, that concept that the Reddit cord is like functionally the de facto official one, and it's not. So again, do I use any of these? I have used Disney Plus. Let's see. Do I frequently use any of the following non-game apps though? I have used Amazon Prime Video, and I do use it pretty regularly. Netflix, I do. And like again, if they're just trying to like be like, hey, where should we advertise? Yes, you idiots. Anywhere there's anime, you should be advertising for this. It is that simple, and I don't know why it's so hard for them to figure that out. So again, even things like music, like Pandora and Spotify, like yes, you should be advertising on there for things that are for people that are listening to like anime music and stuff like that. Try playing the new hit new game, Fate Grand Order. Like that's what you need to be doing, right? Yep, that's basically it. I don't really know what to put here for another. Just like, yeah. Yes, you should be advertising anywhere there's an overlap with anime interests. What social media services do you use frequently? No, I'm not going to turn Reddit on. Just I don't think I actually go to the Reddit. Twitch, Discord. These are actually true, and I'm going to be honest. I don't use Reddit on a daily basis, anyways. So these are the actual true ones for me. What social media services do you use for communicating with players of FGO? I will say this. I do like that Twitch is on here. In the past, Twitch has like not been listed on this. So it's really good to see that like this is a thing, right? What entertainment devices do you own? Well, I own a PlayStation 5. I do own a PlayStation 4, but now I'm metagaming them and I'm not turning it on because the fact that you're still releasing games for PlayStation 4 and like not 5 is just weird. Like, I don't understand this. I do own a Nintendo Switch. I mean, sure, right? Like, I You know what? I don't own a Steam Deck, but I'm going to say I do. I'm also going to say that I own a PC window. I want them, chat, to release more stuff on Steam. So I'm going to turn that one on. Yes, please localize more Fate products for Steam. God, I don't know why that is so hard for them. They never do Xbox. I mean, in theory, if you can run it, you should be able to run it on Xbox, but yeah. Please enter any console or PC games that you've played over the last year. What? What? All right, chat, let's metagame this. What would you like to see a Fate Grand Order game made like? Like, Elden Ring. Okay. Baldur's Gate 3. Final Fantasy 7 Remake. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and throw them a bone, and I'm going to say Samurai Remnant. Pal World? Yeah, Pal World. Yakuza. Like a Dragon. Helldivers. Dragon's Dogma 2. Genshin Impact. No. Only because I didn't, right? But yeah, you could put that in there if you wanted them to play like that. Overwatch 2, haven't played it in the past well, maybe I did, but I don't think I did. Did Overwatch 2 actually come out last year, chat? And when did it come out? Oh yeah, Monster Hunter. We watched you? Yeah, I just don't remember when it did, right? Like, has it been within a year? A Shinjuku game with Like a Dragon gameplay would be wild. It would be. Hogwarts Legacy, yeah. Tears of the Kingdom. Rebirth, I'm just going to keep it as remake. Just that way they know. I have not played a Persona. Conan Exiles, yes, technically true. Lethal Company. Boy, they're gonna wish that they never asked this. It's gonna be just such a like Fire Emblem, yep. We still gotta finish that, by the way, chat. It's on my to-do list. Why is FGO not on Steam? Because they're stupid. And I'm dead serious. There's no reason it doesn't have a PC client. They'd make so much money off of it. Minesweeper? I actually have played Minesweeper in the past year. Yes. Can I tell you something cool? Do it. I wonder how many characters you still have. I have no idea. Here you go. Including FGO. Give us a PC client. Starfield, yep. Chat, anything else that I played? Metroid Dread, I did. Ventos, thank you for the raid. Welcome, everybody. Star Wars, oh yeah. Star Wars, I think it was Jedi Survivor. The character limit is enforced. Don't worry. Oh, you're saying like if it stops, then I won't be able to like write anymore? I don't know. It seems like it's still going. But I don't think there's a cap. Ah. Does D&D count? I mean, yes, but no, right? Because it's PC game, so at least it shows you when you're over. Okay, look, we'll just put that in. No Man's Sky. I didn't play No Man's Sky over the last year. Isuva, thank you for the follow. Forgot about the survey, better go do that. Yeah, I'm filling it out with chat so that, again, most of you guys have probably already done it, but I like to go through and give you guys my 2 cents on it. And then that may, pique your curiosity or like make you realize some things. Like, again, one of the ones we just put down is that like they were asking what entertainment devices do you own? And I purposely, even though I don't own it, put Steam Deck and then checked on the other and said, please localize more Fate products for Steam, including FGO, give us a PC client. So it's like, there's things that like, we'll come up with together that will make this a better survey to fill out rather than like, if we all do it on our own, we don't even think about these things. There is PC D&D. Yeah, I mean, I technically do, but like, it is what it is. Out of all console and PC games that you have played, which was your favorite? Chat, which one do you want to see a Fate game made of? Which one do you want to see a Fate game made of? Do you want Baldur's Gate? Do you want Elden Ring? Do you want Tears of the Kingdom? It's really an interesting question, right? Like, I don't know. For me, and I think it's got the most potential to actually happen, I'm going to put Elden Ring because we know Nasu is a Souls fan. We know he's a Souls fan, so I'm going to put that down. Just because I think it actually has the most capability. What information or other content would you like to see from Chaldea Broadcasting Station branch? New information about events, story chapters, and other in-game elements. Fate series information, sure. Yeah, I mean, like this one's kind of like a no-brainer to me. Discussion amongst the localization staff. Oh man, there's things that I would actually like to hear from this, but with how bad some of the streams have been, I'm not sure that I want to trick this one on. Like, we'll see. Information about game strategy? No. I do not want to hear them talk about game strategy. It's always embarrassing whatever they do. Interviews with the development team member? Sure. Trivia or interesting facts about the game? Sure. Interviews or comments from the voice talent? Sure. And then for other, I'm just going to say, again, please get someone other than Albert to host these. He looks so sad and unenthusiastic. It can't be good. It can't be a good impression for newer players. And like I said, I don't hate Albert. He absolutely is, to me, the epitome of someone that should not be doing these things. He's not very hype. He's not very animated or excited. He's only that way when he's with other people or he's basically in a like live setting where he has an actual audience. when you get him in a pre-recorded thing with these by himself, he's just atrocious. So I would be happy to host these for you. There's no way in hell they'll ever follow up on that, but it is what it is. Which campaigns or events unique to FGO English did you enjoy? Okay, so this is really interesting because these are all just the unique things that they've done. So they do the Advent calendar every year. I do enjoy that. They did the Bunyan Destroy All Food game. I didn't care. FGO Pinball was fun. The FGO Slots was not. FGO Shooter 2021. I don't remember that. The illustration contest. I'm going to have more to say there. Lost Belt Rush. I actually didn't like. That one was annoying. Souvenir Photo Generator. I think that one was okay. Pumpkin Carving Contest. Sure, I think that's cool. Start Dash Summon. Chat, you don't have to turn this one on. They're going to keep doing it anyways. FGO Quiz. No, I actually didn't really care for this because it was pretty clear that it was rigged, and they just like absolutely stalled that one stream, that Road to LB7 stream out with it. It was ridiculous. The anniversary illustration craft tests are good. Even though it's always done by Nami, and like I don't mind them using Nami. I just find it really weird that it's always Nami that they do, and like they've never done anyone else. Did not participate in any of the above. Did not enjoy any of the above. Please do more illustration contests. They really help generate attention from the art community and thus the anime communities. What information would you like to know or see in Fate Grand Order's developer diary? I'm pretty sure FGO Quiz was the April Fool's event. Was it? I don't know. I didn't care for it though. All this free marketing advice? Yeah. Make them have an archived all April Fools from JP to NA so we can play them. I suspect the reason that you can't is because there's probably a deal with these app stores where you probably don't have to pay like download-based licensing fees if you just buy like a one-day pass or something like that. And so they probably get a deal on that, and that's why the games are only hosted for one day. I'm dead serious. I actually think that's probably the case, and that's why you only see them available for one day at a time, because they probably end up saving money by doing it that way. But I may be wrong, right? Like I assume that to be the case. What information would you like to know or see in Fate Grand Order developer diaries? I don't care about the latest news. I'm dead serious. I don't need Mr. 2 to tell me like, hey, by the way, did you guys know that that like right now there's the sea monster crisis? No. I guess I'm still gonna turn that on, but like no, I don't need him to have game strategy. I don't need him to recap the story. Oh dear God, no. I will get so angry if they start wasting developer diaries on this. I will lose my mind if they start recapping the story with dev diaries. Trivia about the game, no. Untold development stories, no. No, yeah, it's literally this. It's a developer diary. It needs to be this and only this. None of this. And only Mr. 2. doing anything else will hurt the positive reputation the Dev Diaries have. Also, an actual roadmap would be nice. What information would you like to know or see in the Chaldea break room? Interviews with developer team members, interviews with the writers, illustrators, trivia about servants, sure. Tips on servants? No. Most of the time, they're pretty good. But I don't really need the servant tips because they're usually just generalized hogwash. Have you ever attended a convention? If so, which ones? I have not. I would, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to say Anime Weekend Atlanta just so that they actually go to somewhere else. I think this is one of their other problems, that the staff does Anime Expo, the staff does SakuraCon, and the staff does Anime NYC. And that's it. Like, they never do anything other than those three. Please, dear Lord, go somewhere else. Like, for the fans' sake. If you only ever go to the same three, yeah, fans can count on you to be there at those three. But, like, you're never going to reach any new fans. Like, you're relying on fans to come to you rather than you going to a completely different part of the nation that you've never been to. Or heck, if you're truly supposed to be the global server, maybe go to a different part of the globe, right? Like, you've never done anything in, like, Europe or anything like that. Like, go to a place in, like, England or France or something like that. Have an actual convention there and appear there. You would probably get a shit ton of people that actually went. Like go to, like, Gamescom in Germany or something like that. And you would get a ton of people that would go just to see you. I understand it's expensive, but it would probably be good publicity for the game if you actually did that. They went to Japan. Oh, don't you dare get me started on that. Hey, chat, have you ever attended a convention? E3. Oh, no. They can't go to E3 anymore, chat. Yeah, I mean, like, for instance, I know people that go to Anime Boston, I know people that go to Anime Central. Like, I think there are other things that they can go to, and they would do good. Please go to other anime conventions besides just Anime NYC, Anime Expo, and SakuraCon. You guys should get out there more and promote the game. Have you ever attended a virtual convention? If so, which ones? Actually, yes, I have done this. And the answer is not here. I've never done Anime Expo. I've never done Aniplex Online Fest, Crunchyroll Virtual Expo, Funimation Con, Otaku Con, New York Comic Con, other. E3. Back in the day. Call it a mulligan? No, they need to come to Florida. Come to Florida. Please select your satisfaction with Fate Grand Order and whether you want to keep playing. In the past, chat, I would have just said this one. It's this one now. Like, I'm satisfied with this game. I like this game, but I have my gripes with this game, as anyone would probably that's played the game as long as I have. I think over time you naturally begin to have some issues with things. You don't like the way things are being run, or you see faults in other things that other people seem to feel is perfectly fine. This is natural. It just happens over time. It's the same thing as like married couples having spats and stuff over the years. Like, there's just naturally always going to be things that irk you about something that you love. That being said, like, while I like this game, I am worried for this game. And I really, really, really hope that they start doing things better. So far, so good this year on JP. But I'm really hoping that that keeps up, and I don't believe that it will. Like, it's not me doomsaying, it's me being realistic. They've been on a good roll so far in JP. I expect there will probably be a lull, a dead period in the content, and then it may or may not go back to same old, same old. I hope they don't. I hope they actually pick it back up. Like I said before, to me, the gold standard that I always look for in FGO is the way year 3 was run. Year 3 was the peak of FGO in so many different ways. And I keep looking back to that and judging all years based off of it. And I'm not saying that like they have to hit the peak that they were at year 3, but they're not even close in a lot of ways. So to me, they need to start headed back that direction rather than, again, like last year, we had a record low number of events run. We didn't even get an event every month last year. We only had 10 events run in the entire year, and that's a travesty. They absolutely have to be doing better. They're not doing reruns. They're doing 3-week-long events. We're getting maybe a story chapter every year now, and they've really got to do a better job with that. So hopefully they do, and I really want to see them succeed. I want to keep playing as I have been. I do. It's actually true. But I can easily see if people are feeling unmotivated. I can easily see if people basically are finding enjoyment in other games and stuff like that. Please enter the reasons for your selections above. I love this game, but I worry about its pacing and lack of content updates to come. We still have no confirmation of a part 3 for the game. I would like for FGO to be prosperous for many years to come. Please enter any other comments or concerns regarding FGO. Sleepy Ash, thank you for the 9 months. God, you only have 800 characters to list all of your grievances. So pick back up. Story especially. Right. Main story especially. The pity system needs more bells and whistles, including the ability to roll over and affect 4-star units. Servant coins should be more acquirable from other sources besides just the gacha and bonding. The UI needs QOL improvements. FP rolling or grail casting especially is bad. combining craft essences also needs the same QOL that embers have. Trying to think of other things that I want, chat. Please make more costumes and give more animation updates. Yeah, more of the unit roster needs upgrades as they are falling behind the newer units. We need a proper account binding system with either email or social media. Thanks for thinking of me with that one, Kat. No problem. I mean, that's one of my big gripes at this point is that, like, we've got units out there like Melisson, Kukulkan, Tiamat, like, and they're just like absolutely fantastic and great, and they're what everybody tells you to roll, and only roll those characters basically. And it's like, come on, man, like you gotta pick up the slack some for some of these other characters so that there's not just one character that completely dominates an entire class, both single target and AoE, and there's no reason to ever have anybody else. Like, you've got to make some of these other units better so that they're at least competitive, right? And, like, again, I think in the low stars case too, the low stars need to just get better in general so that they can actually be used in 90++ content without feeling like you're just gimping yourself. Oh, that's true. PC client. Please give us a PC client. Would I make a third account if there was? I think it would go without saying that your client and your account progress should be transferable. And allow be transferable easily between devices. Also, please fix Artoria's name on the English version. It's been spelled wrong for years. And perfect. All right, chat. There you go. Ending on the most important note. Yeah, you gotta, right? Now spin tickets. Yep. So again, this is, like I said, I do this every time that we get a survey. I go through it with you guys. I fill it out to the best of my ability. I love this game. And I can't say that enough. I know people say, like, sometimes I'm probably complaining too much about it. Sometimes I, like, get too negative on things. But it's like, Chad, I streamed the game day after day. I literally am always coming back and always playing it. I don't doubt that when I say I'm probably one of the game's most active players. I probably care about it too damn much. And I'm aware of that. Like, both as a player of the game, a fan of the franchise, and a content creator. Like, these things naturally weigh on me. They're naturally things that I think about on the regular. I eat, sleep, and drink the game because of it. So if you ever feel like I'm being too negative on it, please understand it's coming from a point of concern, it's coming from a point of worry, coming from a point of caring. And again, I think it's important to actually give good constructive feedback. You can't expect them to fix things if you don't tell them how to fix it. And that is what these user surveys are all about. So make sure you guys do them. You don't have to fill it out as robustly as I do. You don't have to complain as much as I do. Even if you go in there and just tell them about all the things that you like, go do that. Do your part, fill it out, give the devs their feedback. Even if the JP side of things never hears what we have to say, we can't blame ourselves as long as we're filling these out. We can only blame the devs for not doing and responding to the feedback. And that sounds critical, that sounds harsh, but that is the truth. If the developers don't fix the content pacing, if they don't advance the story more, if they basically sit there and never fix some of the issues that we have with the games, at least they can't say that we didn't tell them. And that's why it's so important to do this. Kind of like voting, right? Like, you got to do your part. You can't really complain about who sits at the top if you don't actually go out and vote. So the same thing here. If you don't fill out your survey, you basically can't sit there and complain that the devs aren't doing what they were supposed to do, right? We did get a Mystic Code bug fixed through surveys. It works. Yep. Yeah. And I think to a degree, it's like, even if the localization staff doesn't have any authority, they can still relay things. They can still tell you, the Japanese devs, how it is that we feel or what, our focuses are on. So it's good to fill that out and have them realize, hey, yeah, this is a thing. So this is going to be on the test. Yes. I did ask for more bonds past 15 onwards. Oh, that would have been a good one to put, but I did run out of space and I had to get the Artoria line in because I put it in every survey. Do you think it'd be fun to change the shop screen servant from DaVinci to one of your choice? There has been periods of time where the DaVinci shop changes and it's got a different person, but I'm not going to spoil you on that. If they get a consistent and repeated pattern in the feedback, that's more likely to reach the actual dev's ears. Yep, 100%. And that's, I guess that's another good reason to fill these out together. Is because if enough of you guys decide that CAD said something that I really feel passionate about, I should put that in mine, then it's more likely that it's going to get people's attention. And vice versa. Some of you guys brought up things where I was like, yeah, I forgot about that. So it's a good thing, right? It's a good thing to do these as a community. Again, I talked about the concept of gaming the system. Do it. Game the system. It's to your benefit to do so, right? You're a player of the game. You should try to be getting everything out of this you possibly can. If we can guilt trip the devs into feeling like, oh man, they really want more quality of life for servant coins or bond or something like that, boom, we win. We actually got what we wanted. So it's always to our benefit to try, right? Hello, I win. Thank you for the 61. How's it going? Echoed a lot of them for you. Thank you. Appreciate it, Ventos. And thank you again for the raid, guys. If you haven't checked out Ventos, go do so. And actually, chat, I think I will be calling it quits here myself. I have definitely talked a little bit too much. So, like I said, I wanted to at least fill out the user survey. I'm glad we got through it all. Thankfully, the caffeine kept me kind of going, and I'm sure when that wears off, I'm going to feel like crap again. But it is what it is. The chill stream, yep. Don't forget, guys, we're going to be doing Avatar: The Last Airbender marathon again tomorrow in Discord. It will be book 3 that will be starting, so the final book. I think, as chat said, it's still a 21 chapter season, so there's still quite a bit, but we will definitely be doing that. And then Wednesday I'm going to be back. I think it's planned to be Monster Hunter again, because I haven't gotten to stream that in a hot second. And we'll see how much I do Dragon's Dogma, because while I am enjoying it, it's getting very samey playing it offline sometimes, and it's I'm worried a little bit about the enemy variety, so we may be mixing some other stuff in. In that regard, I have some good news, at least because I've got plenty of other games to play with you guys. So, anyways, let me find us somebody to love. I am seeing a Mr. Chaldeer Groover's on. He's in the middle of his subathon, and he's playing, I believe, some Honkai Star Rail. Let me send you guys his way. Go give that man some love, and again, have a good evening. How'd you like the Tales of Bossing Say episode? I liked it. It was good. There is no FGO in Bossing Say.